A very warm good morning to everyone. My name is Manisha and I am assistant professor at IPM College Ghaziabad. Previously, as we discussed about the entrepreneurship and the entrepreneur. So, according to George Brent, he says that people fall in three categories. The first one is who make things happen, and one who watch things happen, and one who left to ask what did happen. Accordingly, if I talked about the entrepreneur, he always fall in the first category. That means who makes things happen. Definitely, he think, he innovates, he creative new ideas. So that's why he making the things happen. Accordingly, moving ahead, today's our topic is entrepreneurial behavior. If I talked about entrepreneurial behavior, definitely the human behavior in which the enterprise of an entrepreneur creates a general concern about what's the thoughts, the feelings, the emotion of or the action of a people who are working in their particular enterprise. Definitely, if I talked about the entrepreneur, they can judge, they can obviously they can evaluate the things what they are just making the things for their employees. Definitely, they are doing the certain thing at the same manner or a different manner. So each and every individual having their own behavior and having their own perception, the entrepreneur wants to create that behavior into the positive one. That's why he understands the needs and desire of the people who are working in the enterprise. Accordingly, if I talked about, they have to understand, predict, or control the human behavior in their enterprise, as we discussed earlier in the introduction also. Then, if I talked about the meaning of if I talked about the definition of entrepreneur, as per the given author, who says there are subsets of entrepreneurial activities which make entrepreneurial settings or make the objective accordingly. If I create an objective and a goal for an organization, definitely they have to make an individual influence, and accordingly he have to understand it, he have to predict it, and he have to make a proper concern about all the human beings who are working in their particular enterprise. Then next is what are the characteristics for entrepreneurial behavior. If I talked about these behavior, the first one is behavioral approach to management. It says that in this field we have to distinguish, we have to identify each and every human behavior in a particular situation are differ. So definitely for this, an entrepreneur have to identify each and every individual's behavior. For this approach, we can identify it and we can work accordingly to their behavior. Second is what are the cause and effects of relationship. If I talk about a human behavior, definitely in journal there are so many cause and effect relationship in a particular situation. Someone says this is right and someone says this is wrong in the particular organization. Definitely they are having their own behavior in a particular situation. So in generalization, an entrepreneur anticipate to make a proper effect of a certain activities. Accordingly, the human behavior will react. Next is an branch of social science. If I talk about these things, these are basically depends upon the psychological, sociological, and entrepreneurial. So accordingly, if I talked about these things, an entrepreneur have to distinguish these things according to their society, according to their mindset, and definitely for their behavior, a complete behavior inside their human. So definitely it helps to get the things come out with the help of this branch. Three levels of analysis are, now if I talk about the next point, that is three levels of analysis. Three levels of analysis are human behavior, individual behavior, and a behavior of organization. In the entrepreneurial behavior, we study all these three levels and accordingly we have to justify it. Then if I talk about the next point, that is a science as well as an art. If an entrepreneur who make a proper system of a knowledge for our human beings, it can be a scientific rules which is followed by each and everyone, and accordingly to make the things happen, they have to apply the things according to their art, which is developed by their skills, knowledge and all. So definitely a skill can be an art, the behavioral knowledge which each and every individual is having. Then if I talk about the next point, that is a body of theory, research and application. It says entrepreneurial behavior consists of, there are so many research theories and application which helps to understand the human behavior in the organization. Definitely with the help of these things, we can identify that how human behavior reacts in a particular situation. So this is the research that each and every individual is negative for this sense or a positive for this sense, or there is a conflict between the things. So we can identify according to the entrepreneurial behavior. The next one is beneficial to both enterprise and individual. A reason who make a things happen which is developed by an entrepreneur only with their behavior. Definitely there is a benefit of an enterprise as well as an individual who are working in the particular enterprise. So if enterprise is getting profitable things, definitely the entrepreneur gets more satisfied with the help of their attaining the objective. So accordingly, the employee will get the benefits accordingly with the help of incentives and DAs and allowances. So it is beneficial according to the entrepreneur's behavior. Next is rational thinking. Rational thinking says that a entrepreneur who believes that then people are having a distinct thinking in their behavior. Majorly, it can be predictable or it can be explained with the help of their work in the particular organization. Then, if I talk about the next point, that is human parts of enterprise. Basically, it focuses its desires on the people needs. Its needs are the action through which their attitude reflects towards their working environment. Then next is, this one is the last one, that is change oriented. Change oriented means if there is a point of need of change in a human behavior, in the change in technology, definitely it reflects the environment, the field of environment, and it is a positive change, and it depends upon the human ability that how they are getting the things and how they are reacting the things. So change oriented, if the technology or the external sources wants to change the internal environment, or we can say the market environment of a particular organization, with the help of this we can change the human behavior accordingly. And if they are adoptable, definitely they can sustain in the enterprise and they can work accordingly. So these are some characteristics which indicates that human behavior as well as the entrepreneurial behavior says or plays a very vital role in the particular enterprise. Then next is the approaches to study of entrepreneurial behavior. If I talk about these approaches, there are 4 approaches accordingly. Human resource is the most important approach for this. This is the active approach. With the help of this, we can create, we can encourage, we can make the opportunities happen, and with the help of these employees, we can losing supervision can working environment more cool, and accordingly if we will do the certain things happen in the business, definitely it works positivity as well as the negativity. It's up to the human resource how we will approaching. And if our entrepreneurial behavior is positively, definitely our human who are working in the organization, they can encourage, they can gain the opportunities in front of the market, or we can say the enterprise. Definitely they will work accordingly and they will get more and more profit accordingly. The next one is contingency approach. Contingency approach, there is no only the one way to handle each and every individual in the organization. Under all the condition, there is no only a one way, there are the multiple way to handle the human resource for all conditions. So there are the different behaviors, different methodology by the individuals one, and in that situation they can fail the things and they can lead the things. It's depend upon the human nature as well as the behavior of the individual. So contingency approach says we have to make a multiple way to handle the human resource. Next one is productive approach. Productive approach says if I talk the things in a numerical way, in a numerical number, definitely there is a ratio of output to input. What we are inputting and what we are getting. So if the input is positive, definitely the output will be positive very, very soonly and very highly. If I create the profitability in a higher way, in a higher ratio, definitely there is a greater efficiency and effectiveness of an entrepreneur as well as the human being in the organization. Then next is system approach. System approach says, according to this, enterprise plays a very important role and there is a powerful system or a subsystem which highly or closely interconnected with the system. System who creates, who make a proper structure of an organization, and with the help of this, enterprise as a whole works, as a whole group will work together. Togetherness creates a positivity and individualness creates a negativity. So system approach leads as a whole, enterprise as a whole as a one, and it creates a positive attitudes towards the human beings as well as the entrepreneurial behavior. So it is an important approach for this end. Then moving ahead for the next topic, that are the models of entrepreneurial behavior. If I talk about the first one, that is autocratic model. As autocratic says, there is a power defined who an individual or a boss having their own power, and with the help of this power only one boss, the boss who act as actor, or with the help of this they can dictate the things, what should we do, how we will do, and each and every individual wants to do. There is no other option for this model, there is no other opinion. House under this model, if I talked about the employee, they have to they have to take a proper knowledge or proper things or guidance whatever is given by the boss, and they have to just listen it and they have to do certainly. If in reality if I say this thing, so this is not be so much respectful for him, because in this model there is some kind of negativity is there, and actually the workers who are lazy and who are lethargic or just shrinking their work, definitely this model creates for them only. So this model only for those people who are having the negative behavior. In the positive surroundings, it leads the negativity in the environment. So definitely it is a negative model we can say, but it only used for those people who are actually don't want to do anything in the business or in their jobs or in their whole life. So this model is totally depend upon those people. Next one is custodial model. Custodial model means here there is a model which says we have to make a proper shortcoming, we have to overcome all the shortcomings whatever we are occurring in their enterprise. So if there is an insecurity and frustration felt by the workers, definitely autocratic model will lead. For this there is so much frustration and aggression is there. So to remove these things or to build, to improve the certain relation between the employer and the employee, definitely this model works. This model explains that under this model we have to make a proper economic resources. It emphasizes the rewards, the benefit which is given to those employees who are working in a very peak time very passionately. They are having no excuses, nothing at all, rather than putting their work efforts, everything in their job roles. So custodial model helps to make a proper motivation to those employees, make a proper satisfaction, and make them feel very happy to be a part of that certain such organization who are thinking with the help of these models. So it brings security, satisfaction for the employees. So there is a main benefits provided by this model. Next one is supportive model. Supportive model says it leads with a sense of support in the, instead of using power or a money, we are just providing the workers a proper support. With the help of this, we are just giving them the best and best opportunities and make them that psychologically needs will be fulfilled by each and every employee, because they are just need a security needs. With the help of this model, we are just securing their needs, their abilities, and with the help of this, they can enhance their performance as well. With the help of certain principle, this says that we are just supporting for their performances. Then second last is collegial model. Collegial model says it is having the common purpose. Its purpose says that we are just making the environment more favorable for our workers. For this, the here the enterprise, they are just giving our team spirit in their units, and for this the workers are having their job involvement, job commitment, that they are ready to do the certain work with their common purposes, because they are having also the proper commitment to their employer for the sustainability of their job profile. Then last one is the normative, imperial, ecological, non-ecological, ideographic, and nomothetic models. These models says, first is that there should be a proper utilization of resources, and they have to identify that how the best to best work will be done through this model. Imperial, there should be a proper description of their activity which is actually performed by the employees. Then next, ecological model, it says that we are having a understandability of complexity of the environment also, and we are majorly take a proper environmental place. We can change accordingly if there is a need of change in their market situation. The next, non-ecological model says that we are just assuming that we are stable, and accordingly if we are everything is remains same, so definitely there is more and more risk over it. Next is ideographic, that we can just deal with the specific or a unique situation which are having in their own ideas, that if certain situation will be occurred, definitely we will do this. So this is the specific case, and a unique case will happen, we will do certain things only. The next, the last is nomothetic model. Nomothetic model means here this model will build for the macro level businesses. Macro means the large level of the word. In the journal situation, if I talk about this model, it concerns only to building a large varieties of things, productivities, demand, supplies, each and everything in a large level, not in the small level. So this is our last topic. I hope these all points are clear to everyone. Thank you and have a nice day.